Now here's a film that will turn you into a vicious, soulless killer. Enjoy.
Guys, we are standing on the precipice. We are standing on an almighty cliff overlooking Embracer Group 2, Capitalist Boogaloo. I do like that title indeed. We're going jumping straight into the news today. Let's get going. And we told you so. Embracer Group is back in the news and it doesn't look like it's good.
Go again. Told you so. Told you so. Told you. Told you. Told you so.
This time, Lars Wingforce, the CEO of Embracer, says that after reviewing recent financial reports that they will have to sell off more assets they've invested in over the last 4 years of their buying spree. And to refresh you on who or what Embracer Group is, they are a Swedish-based video game and media holding company that has spent the last 4 years making some very large acquisitions, to say the least, including several large name studios from games we absolutely love, such as Gearbox, and now the defunct, because they closed it, Square Enix Montreal. But a failure to secure large investment of $2 billion in revenue into the company through the Saudi-based Savvy Groups Group back in June 2023 forced Embracer to restructure. And by this we mean close a bunch of their studios, cancel 29 expected game titles, and lay off over 1,300 people working in the industry at the moment, or at least were working in the industry, as we've reported over multiple news segments already. But Lars' recent comments about selling off more assets seems in line with rumours that Gearbox is once again on the market and up for grabs, but likely includes other studios and licenses we don't even know yet. And the most interesting bit of information here is how Lars seems to have changed his tune sometime between the last time we reported on this and now. You may recall the last time we talked about Embracer and Lars, he was quoted from a November 2023 interview as saying, "For me, personally, it is crucial that the restructuring program is carried out with compassion, respect, and integrity." But this doesn't seem to be the case anymore, as he was most recently quoted as saying, "Overruling principle is to always maximize shareholder value in any given situation," which is never a good sign of leadership when the CEO is saying publicly, "We can keep our million or billion-dollar incomes if we stop caring about the rest of the company." I wonder if Lars realizes he just went full-on Krusty the Clown.
Let's just say it moved me to a bigger house. Oops, I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet. Oh, dear.
Yes, Lars, you really did say the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet. Ah, what a clown. HellDivers 2 is a massive hit, and this is a third-person shooter developed by Arrowhead Games, which released on February 8th after over 3 years in development and released to rave reviews from players and critics alike. It's a sequel to the top-down shooter HellDivers, which released in 2015 and has your squad delivering lethal action against alien threats in an almost Starship Troopers-esque delivery. The game emphasizes teamwork and strategic gameplay, whereby friendly fire on your teammates has been taking over social media. Currently sitting with an 8.7 out of 10 rating according to user score and 83 metascore, being called a truly epic and often cinematic experience mixed with one of the best co-op gameplay romps currently available by critics. Arrowhead is making news for doing a big budget release right. However, with such an explosive launch, it put significant strain on the game's servers, noticeably on the PC version. On the PC in particular, it was hit with quite a lot of server issues, with continuous game crashing, lost progression for players, and general stability. They have been quick to deploy hotfixes, however, to help remedy these issues, and without a doubt, this will only go in their favour. People throughout social media have been praising the fast response times to these issues, and hopefully it will be a great game for many years to come with content additions. Although the PS5 version also has issues to address with server capacity in particular, these have been addressed more promptly. Arrowhead also promised to compensate players for lost rewards via an increased reward event, and with much of Helldiver's 2 progression being gained from mission rewards, this is a good way to compensate, albeit a pain in the ass for players currently facing the issue. Outside of the PC issues, they have also been in the news because unlike most studios, they will be expanding this year rather than downsizing as a result of this release over the 2024 business year. Which of course is a fantastic result because as we just discovered with Embracer Group, this is absolutely needed with the amount of layoffs this industry has been facing. So please hope that this is the start of some great news coming forward for the industry this year. Arrowhead CEO Johan Pilesteady made an announcement after February 11th that the game has already sold over 1 million copies, making it the biggest launch in the PS5 history, and general announcement from Arrowhead came out stating their intention to increase the size of its studio to assist in the production and management of post-launch content. Absolutely huge success. Well done. And I guess what I can only add from this is just best of luck to the rest of Helldiver's 2 post-launch content and its stability issues, and of course to Arrowhead and its future success. Hey guys, if I can ask for a favor, most of you who watch my YouTube channel are not yet subscribed or press the like button. Trust me, it will help me out more than you know, and I aim to earn it. So please hit the like button to help the YouTube algorithm to promote my videos into the future and to see more gaming content and yours truly. Thank you for your time and your support. Now, on with the episode. Announced at the end of January, Nintendo will now officially be porting all Pokemon game titles to the Switch. This will include legacy and spin-off titles of anything Pokemon. Nintendo is taglining this as a great time to explore all that Pokemon has to offer. However, my gut thinks that this tagline is, or at least it should be, Nintendo in panic over Pal World and Pokemon nostalgia, who is making someone else who is not us buttloads of money. Okay, well maybe Nintendo's is a little bit catchier, but look, come on, you see my point, right? Nintendo is once again realizing it has no grounds to sue for copyright infringement, as proving infringement will be incredibly difficult. To proceed with the insinuation that Palworld is Pokemon with guns could be another infamous lawsuit that hurts them more than it helps. Let us not forget the lawsuit that technically, once and for all, had Nintendo confirming, how do I say this? How well endowed Bowser was after suing and winning a copyright infringement case against an artist, resulting in Nintendo claiming ownership over the rights and licensing of Bowser in the Buff. Yeah, you can't really write this, guys. So if they're willing to sue over how big Bowser's bulge is, well, who knows what could happen next, right? Well, Nintendo and Game Freak have been reminded more than just a few times by various international courts that Game Freak nor Nintendo own the idea of Monster Hunter / catching games and series. This, of course, has not stopped them from attempting to bring the lawyers on the competition with empty threats while Nintendo starts bailing out the competitive floodwaters in any way possible to save one of its more lucrative franchises from sinking. But it's not our fault, it's not the players' fault that Nintendo are blatantly mishandling the Pokemon franchise. I'm gonna have to get out my member berries to remind myself of, can you remember when Pokemon was actually good, guys? When it actually had soul? Meanwhile, life goes on and they always bounce back. Honestly guys, I don't know why they put it themselves through this every single time another monster catching series comes along and starts taking some of the franchise's attention for a short while. Monster Rancher, Digimon, Ni no Kuni, Temtem, Pocket Morty, etc. Pokemon is still here and is still putting out the same game with a facelift and new names every couple of years. So yeah, back to where we were. All Pokemon games will be available on Switch over the course of this year, just in time to claw back some of that sweet shameless nostalgia pie.
I just wish I had tweak.
Speaking of shameless nostalgia, have you checked out our retro series?
Toga, toga, toga.
Oh yes, guys. We're bringing back the toga, just like we did in January 2024. But this time we're taking a look back at our retro review series of January 1994 and every couple of years after that, bringing us outside of the modern day by 5 years. So 30, 20, 10, and 5. And for a feel-good story today, here is a story about Richard Wells. Now I know what you're thinking, who the hell is Richard Wells? Well, look here, you little sassmouth. Richard Wells is a voice actor with over 40 years of experience. He has done over 10,000 recordings that have racked up over 2 million words recorded, and trust me, you've heard his work many times. So who has he voiced that you'd know then? Easy now, Tiger. I'm getting to that. He's the Peggy 18 guy.
This game has been rated Peggy 18.
Peggy 18.
If you're from the EU, like me, you've heard this guy every time you've looked at a new video game ad or trailer, or even put a video game with high enough age rating. While this contract only earned him a grand total of €200 back in 2009, a recent video he posted on TikTok of him saying his famous two-word line went viral and launched him into a seat at the cool kids table, because it's TikTok obviously, with everyone and their dog wanting to know more about Richard Wells and his career. Richard, upon seeing this, has gone viral. Not only was graciously overwhelmed with the response to the video, but has since taken time out of his day to answer fan questions people are asking him. While some may point out this is not really news per se, it was adorably heartwarming and also kind of cool to see Richard's reaction of outing himself as the guy behind the Peggy advisories we are almost all familiar with. So if you're a fan of TikTok, check out Richard's video sometime. Developed by former BioWare veterans at Infection Games, Nightingale is a new PvE open-world survival crafting game that is entering early access. You and your friends are free to explore the mysterious Fey Realms, a sprawling fantasy land connected by a series of malfunctioning portals set in the Victorian era. You can seek fame and fortune as a realm walker, or craft massive bases of operations while farming exotic resources as a settler. The choice is yours. The developers are planning to evolve and expand the experience over time in tandem with community feedback as the early access unfolds. Sing to me, I know you're there. You could be my sanity, bring me peace, sing me to sleep. Say you'll be my nightingale. Thank you, Demi Lovato. Nightingale comes to PC on February 20th. Slave Zero X is a stylish 2.5D character action game set in the biopunk world of Slave Zero. Developed by Poppyworks, you run and slash your way through a dystopian future along the likes of Devil May Cry and Guilty Gear. It is up to you, a furious devil, to find the Sovereign Khan, which rules over Mega City S19, and murder him and his army of biomecha before they are unleashed upon the world. Will the devil ever cry? Coming to PC and all consoles, February 21st. Garden Life is a relaxing garden simulator game in which you create your dream garden in a peaceful, colourful world, seeded and delivered to us by Still Alive Studios. Quite an apt name considering the times we're living in. Still Alive Studios has us transform an overgrown, forgotten plot into a vibrant and flourishing community garden. Although released to consoles a few months ago, the PC version is here this week. Along the way, on your landscaping journey, you can add ornaments, paint what you add, all while pulling out weeds and watering your garden no matter what time of the year. You can play through the story mode or the creative mode, in where you have full reign in your cultivating creativity. Grab your spade and watering can and prepare to cultivate. Coming to PC on February 22nd. King Arthur's Knight's Tale is a tactical RPG developed and published by Neocore Games. It was originally released for PC in 2022, but is now coming to PlayStation and Xbox. Sorry, Switch. It is essentially a dark fantasy retelling in which players control Mordred. After killing King Arthur, you both return from the afterlife. However, King Arthur is corrupted by evil forces, and you are tasked to once again kill him. Through turn-based combat, you and 3 other knights from a roster of 12 do battle as you make your way to the king. Knights can be upgraded through skill trees, upgrade their castle, and even send knights on quests. Depending on your choices you make along the way, there are 2 axes on a graph, representing Christianity versus paganism and tyranny versus benevolence. Are you ready for round 2 of Regicide? Coming to PS5 and Xbox, February 22nd. And thanks for joining me for episode 17, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. More from me very soon over on YouTube. And as always, if you did like the episode, feel free to press that like button. Feel free to comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm more than you know. And outside of that, have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you all very, very, very soon. But until then, guys, Sláinte.